Big tobacco player Altria and R.J. Reynolds, well, they're getting in on this craze. Miguel Martin, he's president of Logic E-Cigarettes, or e-cigs. He jumped ship after an 18-year career with the big tobacco industry to get in on this. When did you sense that this was a big deal? I'm going to give up an 18-year career with the big boys to get in on this.
Well, I think, I've seen for a long time electronic cigarettes is an incredibly booming business. It's a great proposition for the retailer, the wholesaler, but most importantly, the consumer.
But Miguel, the thing sort of did the hockey stick thing, right? I mean, all of a sudden, overnight, it felt like this thing became a gigantic craze.
I think that's correct. I think the timing was right. The technology is really in a great place right now. The consumer opportunity is in a great place. And if you compare this, to traditional cigarettes, which are declining, the growth of this has been just, explosive.
I'll tell you something. Charles is absolutely right. When you see that hockey stick going, wow, way off the charts, you have to say to yourself, you're on the leading edge of a huge trend. How big could this big business get in comparison to other sectors?
Well, the analysts have it, within the next 3 to 5 years, potentially being anywhere between $5 to $10 billion. And just for perspective, $10 billion a year is the same size as the U.S. energy drink business, which has had its own explosive growth. So if the U.S. cigarette business is $80 billion, within a short period of time, it could be $10 billion. So that's just tremendous.
It's tremendous, but also when you start talking that kind of money, your old friends over at the big tobacco companies, they're starting to come at you guys. I mean, this is what I see potentially, and I want you to help me. Your potential hurdles for your industry, the young companies, the startups, big business coming in, and regulations maybe coming out of left field. Let's start with competitive nature of the business. Are you worried about some of your former friends coming at you?
No, I'm not worried. I think when the majors come in with all their resources, it's going to raise consumer awareness. It's going to really, legitimize the category on a national scale. And the reality is, I think Logic has a lot of advantages. I think its product is extremely high quality, and the margins that we offer the retailers are 40% plus. In the most recent Nielsen data, which includes one of the majors, Logic held the top 3 Nielsen numbers on sales per point of distribution. So I think Logic's positioned really well to have great relationships with the retailers and wholesalers, and that's really how you grow a brand.
Yeah, it's how you grow it. But, these guys are going to say, hey, listen, we want more shelf space and whatever it is. What about on the regulation side? Because now we're starting to hear people say there's not much difference from this. I mean, they do contain some nicotine, right?
Correct.
E-cigs.
Correct.
So some people are saying they're still as hazardous to secondhand smoke and all the other things that a traditional cigarette might pose. So let's level the same sort of regulations against them.
Well, listen, I'm not a scientist, but it is inherently a different product. And I think with the FDA coming in, as long as they take a science-based approach and a thoughtful approach, which is really what they're good at, I think electronic cigarettes will have a bright future, regardless of what the regulations look like.
All right, and we're getting a wrap signal, but if Stuart was here, he'd probably want to know about the exit strategy. Bring a guy on like you to run the business is really smart, but some would say they bring a guy in like you to dress it up, too, for maybe a possible sale.
Right. Well, really, that's not my objective right now. My objective is to grow it and put it in every single store in the United States and make sure adult consumers and adult cigarette smokers have the opportunity to smoke Logic.
All right, Miguel, you guys got the wind at yourselves. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.